Many people consider Carroll James of WWDC to be the first disc jockey in the US to play a Beatles record. That's not the case, but it's easy to see why people think this. On December 17, 1963, he played a record. Now, he'd received a request for this record from 15-year-old Marsha Albert, who had heard about this band on a clip on TV. Now, James had arranged for his girlfriend, a flight attendant, to bring the record back from England. And you guessed it, the band was the Beatles, and the record was I Want to Hold Your Hand. When he played it, he said the switchboard frizzed out, as he put it. There were so many requests that they played it once an hour, and the word of mouth in these pre-internet days was such that Capitol was forced to actually release the song 6 weeks before they planned to, which was going to coincide with the Beatles being on Ed Sullivan in February. So there's no doubt that CJ the DJ did usher in Beatlemania before Ed Sullivan exploded it, but he wasn't the first to play a Beatles song in the US. As many of you know, Capitol passed on releasing the first Beatles songs that had been hits in the UK. So releasing those songs in the US fell to smaller companies like Chicago-based Vee-Jay. Now, Vee-Jay had poor facilities and lacked little marketing punch, but in February of 1963, they managed to get a record into the hands of a friend of the owner at a major radio station. So a full 10 months before CJ spun his record, WLS here in Chicago Music Radio WLS Chicago played a little record called Please Please Me, spun by our own Dick Biondi. Dick was a powerhouse DJ both here in Chicago and in LA, making the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as well as the Radio Hall of Fame. Nevertheless, Dick's star power could not make the record take off. Vee-Jay's operations had even spelled the Beatles' name wrong. Now, it debuted at number 40 on the Silver Dollar Survey for March 8th, and then it went up to 35 the next week, but then it disappeared after that. So that means we here in Chicago had the chance to launch Beatlemania, and we blew it.
Nice going.
But in any case, there can only be one person who was the first to play the Beatles in America, and that person is our own Wild Itralian, Dick Biondi.